Hey guys, welcome back to Planet Zoo. This is my first video of the official game here after it launched. I did make a little stream Wednesday where I built a little Hobbit hut. I don't know, for some of you who saw it, it was cool. It was nice to hang out with a few people and get to build some stuff in this game. But guys, we are at that point now where I think it's time that we start a zoo. I have been brainstorming and checking out pieces and figuring out, is this possible to do? But I feel like it is, but I also feel like I can make a big series out of this. So I'm thinking 10 to 20 episodes where we just have a good time and build this sort of zoo here, which is gonna be inspired by the Shire, or more mainly Hobbiton, which is also what the zoo is gonna be called, Hobbiton Zoo. The main goal about this park is that I wanna build it like heavily inspired by, of course, the Shire, and also maybe a little bit mix of Toverland's Avalon area where Phoenix is. I wanna see if I can incorporate these two kind of styles with each other. They're very similar, but they're very picturesque too, and lushy and all that stuff. So that's kind of like what I want to do with this zoo here. And then I'm also thinking about which kind of animals, because I don't want to have big animals here. I want to have small animals that can actually walk around the levels of terrain I'm gonna build for them, and so on, like the peafowls, lemurs, red pandas. I haven't really got a chance to look at all the new animals yet, but I'm also thinking, if you guys have any ideas and suggestions to what kind of animals we can use in this park. Of course, it might be easier when you first see me build the first habitat, which will be in the next video, where I'm starting. I think I'm just gonna start make maybe red pandas or peafowls, one of them at least, and then have this sort of super nice Hobbiton area around it here. What you've seen me struggle with the first 5 minutes here of the video is the entrance to the park itself. I didn't want it to do stuff like realistic stuff, like a big parking lot and all that, because we don't really have the pieces for it. And yeah, it's I don't want to do that because it just takes too much time for me, and I just want to go straight in and build some stuff here. And it will also be quite easier if we actually had cars and whatnot in this game, like we have in Planco. But for now, I felt like I just wanted to start make a little entrance, and then afterwards I'm making this first shop building, which I don't know yet if I should make a blueprint or not. It's not gonna be finished, like finished, mainly first, or mainly the exterior of the front is done and not the back side. And I will, of course, instead of some cinematics, I will show you guys around just what I did so far, and give you guys some ideas as well. I'm still learning the game, still learning how to build, and still learning the pieces. And I gotta say, even though it's new pieces, it's very difficult, because we were super spoiled in Planet Coaster. Like, I think it has like, what now, 8 DLCs, and all DLCs kind of like have some pieces, and it just feels like there are so little in this game because of Planco. So it struggles. I struggle with finding pieces that are actually useful for this build. But I do hope the more I build and the more I get to know the pieces, that things will get easier. And also why I'm trying, I kind of want to keep this zoo and series short, because I don't know how much stuff I actually can build of this without it looking too similar to each other. But of course, the more buildings I make, the more ideas I would get, of course. So that's what I'm hoping. That's what happens in Above End and Blackmire and whatnot. So yeah. After I did the arch entrance here, I did in and do some changes to the roof, if you guys know. And since we can multicolor them, I'm not coloring them. Sorry. Just having them as this color as it is. Kind of like I did on the first Hobbit hut, as you guys saw me do on the stream as well. Because I don't think I'm gonna do so much more stuff to the entrance here. Maybe, maybe some smaller detailing, some props and stuff, and maybe a little fountain in the front of it. I think that's pretty much what I'm gonna do with this for now. But I felt like I wanted to make this video for you guys, kind of like to get started. I don't know when you can expect a new Plaza Zoo video. I'm hoping to at least have one next week, and then of course a Planko or 2 videos. Because I don't want to get too attached to Planet Zoo yet. Before, or at least before I finish off Dania, then I can go really into it. So I just want to start a little series now that I can jump back into when I don't feel like playing Planko. Yeah, and of course you know how much I love fantasy, so I felt like this was a good way to try it out. And then again, as I said, try to find some fantasy animals, small animals we can have roaming about sort of the fields and plains of the Shire. And also, it's not gonna be 100% like you also saw the Hobbit houses and stuff I did in the stream. It's not all that's gonna be. It's gonna be heavily inspired. It's not gonna be like an exact replica or anything. It's just gonna be heavily inspired by the Shire. As you can see here, the entrance here is almost done. Trying to place some trees and stuff, and then of course I'm gonna have some flower beds, some signs, and all that good stuff to make it look proper. But I just felt like I needed to have some sort of entrance to start with, so that kind of like gave me some sort of a little, how do you say, idea on where I were and how much I could add. So that's what I'm doing here now as well. You see me do a little bit of trim work here. And of course the entrance will get some stuff, as I said. So it's not done, but I just felt like I needed to get something going and kind of like get an idea on what it was that I wanted to do here. So this is the entrance to the Hobbiton Zoo. You guys also saw me play around a little bit with the sign, which I struggled a lot to find a way to place. But I do find it. I do find a good spot. I make like this little waterfall with the other Hobbit hut I did, kind of like for making the entrance, and then I'm making this little big shop building for like a little plaza when you enter the zoo. So I'm trying out some stuff, building some ideas, and then hopefully it will end up very well here when we start adding animals and whatnot. I'm also gonna build sorry guys. I'm also gonna build some backstage stuff, which I also need to find a way to do that for, since I don't quite sure if I can add those into Hobbit buildings as well, or just place them behind the Hobbit buildings and actually just have some sort of a realistic backstage area. But yeah, there's still a lot of planning, still a lot of brainstorming going on here. As you guys can hear, I'm not 100% sure which way to go with this. I just know that the theming is gonna be sort of like this, and then we're gonna try see how much we can build until the groove stops. Because it's always a challenge to make a park that it's one specific theme. Because it can go both. It can go like you get tired of it, or you just get out of ideas on what to build. So I hope when we come to that point that I can finish off the zoo here. I'm not in a hurry or anything. I just want to build a nice looking fantasy park that is very picturesque and have these super cute small animals roaming about. So yeah, that's kind of like the idea you guys I've been sharing with you guys here. But I'm also up for suggestions, guys. I know there are a few Lord of the Rings nerds out there, and also Hobbits and whatnot. So if you have any ideas of what I can add, I know we are at the main start here, but give me ideas I can brainstorm with in my brain a little bit. If you have anything, or if you have an idea for a habitat for an animal and what I can do with it and whatnot. But remember, still, this is gonna be picturesque, very lushy, whimsical, style we're going for here. And I wanted to build as much as I can with the wooden pieces, trying to keep the sort of the same style with it. And then maybe some buildings will get a little bit more of a like a lime plaster wall or something like that. But yeah, I'm quite satisfied on how this little section turned out at first here. Didn't expect it to look like this, but I feel like the more foliage, the more rocks, fences, you name it, you add to these sort of things here, then it's gonna look super cool at the end. And as you can see here, as I said in the beta, man, playing around with these rocks in this game is just such a total different thing. Yeah, I really am not getting bored of it at all, as in Planet Coaster, where we basically have six rocks of each biome. It can get quite tiring sometimes, where here you basically have like 20 of them for each biome. And I really appreciate that. It's very nice. I feel like a lot of people have bugs. I did have a lot of bugs in the beta, and I do still have, but it's like minor bugs. It's not bugs that kind of annoys me. So my game, knock on the table, runs quite smooth. I haven't really got any super major bugs that do so I am not able to play. No, actually not. It actually going quite well for me. And as you can see here, I finally found a way for the sign. Hobbiton Zoo, painted it green, gave it some shadows with a black background there, and then I added my Hobbit hut at the hill here, and then made a little waterfall. I felt like this was a nice little cozy entrance, and then the blueprint I did on the stream kind of like makes good purpose here, and it kind of like shows off. This was the first building I did, so you can kind of see how things will evolve in the park. And it's kind of cool to have that thing, so people can kind of like, this is the first house, and then the more you go into the park, the more you can actually see how things changes and when did they change and stuff with the buildings. And I kind of like when you can see things like that. I'm not entirely sure where to place or start building the habitats for the animals. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna do something next to this little Hobbit house here you saw me do, and then have the Hobbit house kind of like on a hill in a little enclosure. I feel like that would be quite cool. But still, there's a lot of brainstorming going on, and I'm first gonna build the animal habitat when I actually feel like building and I got a good idea. But of course, I also need to try out stuff to see if it actually works. So maybe I'll do some more live streaming as well on the channel or on Twitch too. So if you haven't already followed me there, I suggest you guys should go in and give me a follow, and then come hang out when I do some streaming. We are also moving over to Blueprint Bonanza Planet Zoo blueprints. We will do the first one on Wednesday. So be there, guys, and if you have any blueprints you would like us to watch, then submit them for us. I will of course give you guys a new submission sheet, so don't submit them yet actually, so you guys can send them in and we can take a look at them. But yeah, that was just an FYI, so you guys knew what's up. Okay, we are moving towards the new build, the shop building I'm gonna do. And in this build I struggled a lot in the start here, especially with the roofs. I really do miss the smaller brackets we have in Planet Coaster, and these brackets seems like being the only one that can work for a roof for now. Maybe there are a lot more pieces that I really haven't watched yet, but for now this is kind of like the piece I'm using for the roofs. In the start I wanted to have some sort of you know, the restaurant there are in Toverland. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it has this sort of little wavy sort of foundation or like wall set, and then it has like grass and stuff on the roof. I ate in that restaurant when we were there, and I kind of want the goal was actually to have this sort of curvy roof that kind of like gives an entire building where you have some shops inside, and that was kind of like the goal I was going for here. So the first things you'll kind of like see me here is basically just me failing pretty much, and actually just figuring out what I wanted to do here. Because first I felt like the building was way too tall at first to actually be a Hobbit building, but then I was like, but in some way I kind of need to evolve from those small buildings and kind of like have some few big buildings at some points. Um, Also to kind of like make a different style, but like uh, sizes wise, but not like, but still have the same unique fantasy style to it. So you see me struggle a lot with the roof here at the start because I wanted to have a roof that goes into each other, but it's also like one roof. I don't know if I explained it a little bit difficult here, but I hope you guys kind of like get my drift of what I'm trying to say. And as soon as I get sort of the roof texture structure ready, I go and start detailing it. And as you guys can see here, I'm trying to get that wavy roof thing here, kind of like to give it that super whimsical and fantasy vibe. So I'm doing that, and as soon as I got the roof here, as you can see, I'm starting to add some shops. I added first shops at first, but then I make the roof smaller and smaller for every time. So I take one shop out and only have, I think it's the Cosmic Cow and the Chief Beef, and then I have the info shop, because people can actually use the information shops in this game, because it's not only fast pass tickets that are been selling in there, it's pretty much everything. So it's a good shop, and also for management purposes it's a very good shop to have, because the guests are actually using it a lot. So as you guys can see here, it's a lot of fiddling, a lot of back and forth here with the roof, trying to make it look quite cool. And I gotta say, the East Asia pieces here kind of works well for the purpose, and I think those pieces will be used a lot in this sort of zoo we're doing here, because they have this sort of little round shape, which also you see on a lot of Hobbit houses. They have these sort of round windows and round doors, and I'll probably get into more of that the more buildings I'm gonna do, because my goal is basically to build some stuff that looks the same, has the same kind of like unique feel to it, but it's also a total different structure and foundation. Because back in the day in Planet Coaster, I built a lot of these sort of wooden buildings, like large cabins and whatnot, and it's kind of like my go-to. I don't mind building this, and it still challenged me to do this, even though it's a new game, and it gets me to know the pieces quite well compared to like I legit know every piece of Planet Coaster by now, and I know where they are and stuff. And I'm hoping to get that sort of system in Planet Zoo as well. And also, of course, we know that they're gonna spoil us with some DLCs for this game. I have so many DLCs in mind that we can give or get in this game, so I'm pretty sure that we will get tons of lot of new building materials as well. Probably not so much as in Planet Coaster. I mean, I'm hoping, but I just don't see kind of like the same creativity coming into this game as Planet Coaster, where it's more a theme park. You basically see theme areas everywhere, where in zoos, the zoos I've been at has theming, but it's not like theme park theming we're talking about. But nevertheless, it's our own little mine we're building here, so I'm thinking let's build a nice themed zoo here. Nothing fancy, nothing big, just a small little zoo. And also, as I said, guys, give me suggestions. This is the first episode, so we can communicate here. We can make a nice looking zoo together as well. And I want to do that. I want to have you guys with me into this series here, so we can kind of like figure out what to do. What can we do to make this zoo stand out? And is there anything I have missed? Is there anything you guys have been thinking of doing yourself? You want to share and whatnot, just whatever you guys have of thoughts about this game or this series or whatnot. I would just love to hear it, guys. I'm a people person, as you guys know, so I love talking with you guys and hear you guys' opinion. I actually thought that this building was gonna be like super high with the piece count, but it's actually just 1,400 or something, and I was quite surprised by that, because I felt like the roof and the planks I use for the custom walls is quite crazy. But it's good that it's not so many pieces then, because then it will mean that I can add a lot of stuff to this build. I don't know really what to call it yet, if I'm gonna put it on the workshop, but if I am, I'm still gonna add a little bit more things to it, because as you guys know, I'm mainly focusing on the front side here, and the back side is pretty much, there's not really anything there. I've also just done some stuff off camera where I cover up the back side. But maybe we can do something to the back side and have it incorporated into a habitat or something like that. We will see where things will take us. But right now I'm just feeling kind of like the building groove. So I'm just gonna build until I feel like adding some animals, and when we actually can add some animals. And it's also very nice that you don't have to think about them aging or dying and stuff, or that's at least what I'm hoping, because I really just want to build a nice habitat and then have the animal I build it for there for like 100 or 200 years or so. It might not be realistic, but to keep me focused on actually making a good zoo, I kind of appreciate if that's what they've done, so you don't have to focus on that part all the time. You can just build basically. But as you guys can see here now, we've started to add some trim work here and some little bit other color scheme. In some weird way, I feel like it's looks like more of a Viking building. But the curved roof kind of makes it fantasy. But the trim work and all that detailing is kind of Viking-ish. I think it's a little bit of a mix and match here, but I feel like I came out of it quite okay. I mean, the building is quite tall, but it still has that whimsical feeling to it, and that's kind of like what my goal were with this build. And hopefully the buildings will get better and more detailed, and yeah, you know, the more I build, the more I can actually get ideas for and whatnot. And the goal is to keep it like this, but also maybe make a few towers or something like that for the enclosures. It's just basically fantasy we're doing here, guys, but heavily inspired by the Shire and Toverland's Avalon area where Phoenix are. I'm gonna try and incorporate all these two things into a little zoo here. So yeah, we are slowly moving towards the end, but I don't want to give you guys cinematics. I'm just gonna hop straight into the zoo here and give you guys a more in-depth look on how things looking right now, and then that will maybe also give you guys some ideas on how we can evolve and how we can build this zoo. And also I want to say thanks to Combaros, my good friend, who helped me, and also Pretzel with a name. I was thinking like, what can I call this that actually have the relations to it, but also can be something a little bit different. So I felt like Hobbiton, since that's the town, worked very well for the name of a zoo. So yeah, that's pretty much Hobbiton Zoo is what we're gonna call this series, guys, and hopefully have some fun with the next few months here. And also, maybe when it comes to Christmas, we can do some nice stuff with some snow and stuff for this park. I'm hoping that we can get it to look super cool, especially also with the lushy things, and then as soon as it get winter, it has this sort of super nice Christmassy vibe or something like that. But we'll see how things will evolve. Right now it's mainly just ideas I have in my mind. It's more to execute them in the game, which is always a tricky part. But for now I'm kind of satisfied on how this park is, or zoo, is looking right now. I know we didn't get to make or add any animals in this episode, guys, but it was more also just an introduction to the series and what's going to happen, and also give you guys some ideas, and maybe you guys have ideas of what I can add to this zoo here, because it is first episode, so I'm taking all suggestions in, guys. Please do, don't be shy. But we are slowly getting towards the end here now, guys. I'm just adding some picnic benches here. I wasn't entirely sure which picnic benches I could add, but I felt like these giraffe-y safari ones worked okay here. But if you have better suggestions to picnic benches or canopies, let me know, guys. But I think I am gonna move you guys into the park itself, so you guys can kind of see how things are looking right now. Just adding the last bits here. So yeah, guys, I will see you in the Hobbiton Zoo. Alright, guys, we are at the little Plaza Entrance here now. As you guys can see, got the Hobbiton Zoo here, and then the beautiful entrance here. No, but you come here, and then the first thing you kind of see is the thing here in the back, the shop we did. And then we have like the entrance here. Oh, you're really complaining, aren't you? Alright, so we come over here. That's pretty much what we have so far, guys. It's nothing fancy, but it does the job. As you can see here, I really like how this building turned out, though. I might add some more detailing to it next time, but for now, I'm kind of happy how this building turned out to look. And as you can see here in the back, it's not really anything yet to it, but we will get there at some point. And then I'm thinking here in these triangle ones, we make some rocks and shrubs and stuff. And then maybe add a little bit more benches here or something. But I really do like how it turned out, this build. And my god, this game is just so beautiful, guys. It's so beautiful. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You see, I've started a little bit here too. Adding these guys. And then we go up here. Kind of like have a good view of the plaza when people is gonna come. So yeah, there's not much to do so right now, guys. Or there's a lot to do, I mean, but this is pretty much what I've done in this first episode of Hobbiton Zoo. And as I said, I don't know when I exactly gonna post a new video, but I'm just gonna try keep them coming frequently. Mix it up with some Planet Coaster between. I think it's a good variation to do that. Keeps you going, keeps you grinding. So yeah, but anyhow, guys, that was the first video of Hobbiton Zoo. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to give the video a like. And if you like the content, guys, and want to see more, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. And yeah, remember, we're doing a Planet Zoo Blueprint Bonanza on Wednesday. I will post the link in the description below if you have anything you want us to look at. And if not, guys, then I'll catch you on the next video. Have a great day. And yeah, take care. Peace out, guys. Bye.